from a country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. We have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none was slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana beach breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wind up in a some liquor tie dress. We hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them. We not like check. We got gold and diamond, them thing priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean not talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So a marshal, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese slang. Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, Many great sons and many daughters. Is we of the land. What many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we sure them pretty. The man full of faith, we know none must slippy. Guyana, we say big up on the city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family. Hey, master, one up fully. A one-time records. A 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey, yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana.
Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan.
Yeah.
I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free. Land of the many waters, resources and trees. Land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese. Land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians. And Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana beach breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America. Some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city. Are the hypest, we see them gyal wind up in a some liquor digest. We are hustle from morning till night catch them finno. Guyanese get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them. We not like check. We got gold and diamond, them think priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nah the rice yet. So a marshal, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese land. Guyana, that's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live. Land of the biggest one drop fast. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America.
On his side, but this Guyana no good. He was all around the tongue, but he can't go abroad. Everybody know he's a big fraud. Every plane that land does give you a fright. That's why he does pray and cry every night. But people don't worry, have no fright, cause we gonna expedite the extra. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell, please tell me now. For the Lamborghini, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a selfie. Tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. Since I was young, now I old. Never know Guyana had so much gold. Ship it out but not pay taxes. I hear we owe in the millions. He spent half on them gas, them Brazilians. But soon they are reckoning a come. I laugh them, I go laugh. I run them, I go run. Run. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a selfie. Tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a selfie. Tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon. Do it very shortly. Come real quick. Just say we're wrong, why you're moving so so frantic. He panting, he's sweating, he's trembling inside. Say I can't stay long for the ride. Bye. The shorter than a GRA invoice. Smuggling, calling, let me make my choice. My choice. As Robin Hansel, watch how fast the story spell. Lamborghini price keep changing every minute. Fix it now, my friend. Make up your mind. We tired of the gimmicks. Oh, all them years you rip off the nation. Now you turn overnight big politician. I believe this song on Sinky mission. Just trying hard to dodgy extradition. We talk about change and new ambition, but we know it's just pure self-preservation. Why the paperwork tight, no more magician. Soon court gun tally for real submission. But people don't worry, have no fright, 'cause we gonna expedite the extra. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. Some of you laughing, some of you crying. Please don't think the Guyanese stupid or starting. They're living in mansion with pool and spouse. Guyanese living like church mouse. There is something really wrong here. This ain't right, this ain't right. That's why we gonna really expedite the extradite. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. As Robin Hansel, both of you going in a cell. Please tell me now the real price for the Lamborghini. Do it very soon, do it very shortly. Do it very quick, do it very shortly. Expedite the extra time. Soon the FBI plane gonna land. Expedite the extra time. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Expedite the extra time. As Robin Hansel. Expedite the extra tight. Yeah, yeah. Expedite the extra tight. As Robin Hansel. Expedite the extra tight. Yeah, yeah. Some say as Robin was Robin. Just hood, swept on his side, but this Guyana no more. He was all around the town, but the
Good morning to you, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. It is the 19th of March, 2026. Happy to be here with you as we go through the paces yet again. More to the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions, more to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Especially good morning to the persons in the comment section. I trust everybody had a restful night and they're ready for today's activities. I encourage all of you to give me some assistance by just sharing this program on whichever platform you're looking at us on, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Facebook. I would appreciate it if you just give us a share, that we can reach as many persons as possible, right? I was like, I don't know whether I'm in a good mood or a bad mood this morning, right? I don't know whether I'm in a good or bad mood this morning. There are so many things that I feel some people should just know better. And then I'm trying to understand the logic behind certain things that are said by certain individuals when certain situations arise in Guyanese society, right? No, sorry. No, I didn't do it for Lent. I didn't do it for Ramadan, so I got left it alone for the Nivratri. 1 out of the 2, or it mightn't be none out of the 2. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but our Hindu brothers and sisters, they're getting into their holy period. No, so blessings as you go through the paces. Leave it at that. That aside, when I listen to some Guyanese who claim to be victimized or being treated unfairly, when you listen to their argument, sometimes you want to know if you going crazy, because you're trying to understand what they're saying. Y'all remember a couple of months ago, there was a young man who robbed an old guy in Georgetown. And whilst he was trying to make good his escape, a spirited Guyanese citizen, licensed firearm holder, stopped his car, exited his car, and clapped him. So the police catchy, the old man who get robbed, get back where he was taken from him. And that young man now had to go and face the law. There was an interview, Prince, big up yourself. There was an interview on Travis Chase newscast, because to me, like HGP TV, let's just give the man free reign over there. Where this lady, the mother of the robber, the mother of the criminal, right, telling people that she wants justice for her son, just robbed the pensioner. And that, oh, the police were shooting, so you're lucky. Don't let me say. Don't let me say that. But could you believe it? Her son robbed an old man who already contribute to Guyanese society, collecting the pension and just trying to survive until they come to meet with his maker. She son Robbie. And she looking for justice because the licensed firearm holder clap him as he was robbing the man and trying to get away. Now, I want to take y'all to a similar situation. I'm a skin growing. And sometimes I feel sad for my people. Right? I feel sad for my people. Because sometimes we are very wrong and very strong. And I may be guilty of that sometimes, being wrong and strong. But I think, and I'm an Afro-Guyanese, so I could speak on this as I like. I think us Afro-Guyanese really need to reassess ourselves. We really need to come out of this victim mentality. And I really don't care who vexed this morning. Right? So let's listen to a young lady by the name of Asha Douglas. This video got over 40,000 views on Facebook. I don't know where else it was posted. I don't know how many times it was reshared or whatever. But I want y'all to listen to this young lady. And we're going to have a conversation quickly about what she's talking about. Right? About what she's talking about.
I keep telling people that black people is a weapon firm against themselves. The reason why these people are doing so much nasty and wicked things to black people right now in this country is because they realize that we don't have any love and unity.
Okay, good. Black people is the weapon formed against the self. And the reason these people doing all these things to black people, as she put it, she's talking about Afro-Guyanese, it's because we ain't got no unity. Right? So you probably wondering, what this lady talking about? Based on what she says, we can assume that there's another race doing something terrible to Afro-Guyanese because there's no unity among Afro-Guyanese, right? Her initial statements, that's what we could gather. Some other race doing something to Afro-Guyanese, right? Let's listen.
So it's okay for Venezuelans to come to this country and get free land and free materials to build.
So first of all, if anybody in the comment section knows of where and when Venezuelans who are in Guyana get free land and free materials to build house. Where is this happening? Where is this happening? You know what? I could tell this young lady, and this is not a report from anyone. I went to Region 1 with Minister Colin Crowell, the Minister of Housing, right? I went to Region 1 with Minister Colin Crowell. We drove for almost 3.5 hours out of Central Region 1 to somewhere in the bush. You understand me? I can't remember the name of the area. But deep in the bush to a community, right? Everybody in the community was talking Spanish, but indigenous people. The minister brought an engine, I think an engine, some gas bottles, not with gas, the bottle to hold gas, and something else they took, right? That was it. Talking to the minister after, he explained that these were the Yarrow or the Warrow. What? As I ain't trying to purposely butcher the names. You understand? They said that these are indigenous people. They're from Venezuela, but it's moved across the borders and whatnot. You understand? There is no place in this country where the government has given Venezuelans any land or any building material to house themselves. Those Venezuelans who I told you Minister Crowell visited on an outreach in Region 1, and just on a point of order, he didn't go specifically to visit them. He was doing community visit to Guyanese indigenous communities, and that one was one of the communities on the way to where he was going. So he stopped it, along with the regional chairman, and I think other RDC staff from Region 1. Right? So let me go back to she.
Houses. But it's wrong for a black family to go on a land, live there for over a decade, and it's all of a sudden squatting.
No, wretch. Not all of a sudden. Since before you were born, squatting is illegal in Guyana. Since before you were born, squatting is illegal and continues to be illegal in Guyana. So just let me go back a little bit. He's saying it's okay for Venezuelans to come and get land and materials. This wretch don't know Guyanese getting materials free of cost for the foundation. She's speaking like the government does nothing for Guyanese to assist them to build their homes. And this is what has annoyed the stuffings out of me with my people. Always talking from an uninformed point of view, not all of us, some of us. Talking from an uninformed point of view. This idiot. And I'm not being abusive because she's a woman. I'm being abusive verbally because of the inaccurate statements, the contrast she's making about black people is the weapon form against the self and all this foolishness. Like there's an Indian, Portuguese, Amerindian, Chinese person persecuting those people in friendship. And we're going to come to that as well. This is bare foolishness. And you know what is so messed up? I wish the government would put a system in place where they take legal action in relation to things like this. Because if she said this about a regular citizen, her backside would have gotten sued. And I feel that the government should try to maintain their reputation by taking people like this young lady to court to have her prove her point. You prove where or show where the government gave Venezuelans land and material free of cost to build homes. You prove that, young lady, Asha Douglas. It is so annoying when I see some of these people come online, right? They want to comment on everything. Could you imagine if Asha had owned that land? Right? If Asha had owned that land and come back in the country and find people on it. Anyway, let me hurry through this.
So it's okay for Venezuelans to come to this country and get free land and free materials to
That's completely false, right? Asha is misleading people. Completely false. Completely false.
build houses. But it's wrong for a black family to go on the land, live there for over a decade.
It doesn't matter. And this is the stupid argument that these people bring in. Oh, they were there for a decade. Oh, they were there for over a decade. It don't matter. It's not their land. Asha. And this shows the level of stupidity in some people. That you could think that you have illegally squatted on somebody's land, and because you are there for an extended period, that gives you some sort of legal right to something somebody else owns. It's not even state land. And that's the thing. This idiot, Michael Richmond, and the level of the stupidity sometimes exhibited by my people, the level of the stupidity exhibited by some of my people it's unfathomable. Michael Richmond talking about, oh, you're going to regularize here and you regularize there. It's private land. It is private land. How? And then guess what? Let's see. The government decide to say, all right, Rutherford, we're going to compulsory acquire this land and regularize it and give it to these people. You know, the same opposition going to fight and the government. You cannot win. You can't win. Just like how Azadine and them can't win a court case. You cannot win with these people out here, buddy. You cannot win with them. There's nothing this government can do that will please some people. There's nothing. You understand? And there are some people out here that whatever happens under the sun, if I knock over the scan right now, they will come and tell you, Courdel, is the government make that happen to you? Is the government make that happening to you? Is the government make that happen to you? Anyway, let me continue.
And it's all of a sudden squatting is illegal.
Again, Asha, very stupid. You sound very stupid because squatting has been illegal for longer than them people being squatted for. You said it's squatted for a decade. Squatting was illegal for decades. Right? They've been there for 2 decades. Squatting has been illegal for more than 4 decades. Asha. For more than 4 decades. And people has actually got the confidence to come on social media and sit down and talk this foolishness. You understand? And put it out for people to view.
When the government came into certain areas on the highway that I can attest to and build roads.
What the F the road got to do with the house lot? The road and the house lot is the same thing. Think about it. The government come in an area and build a road, and you're equating that to illegal squatting. Anyway, let me let you finish.
Right where these Spanish live in, and y'all also to move them. Yeah.
So, okay. I may not know, and I was calling to find out this morning from people who does operate on the highway if there's a large Spanish population up there. I don't know. That is there in town, right? I don't know. I know that there is a problem at Hillfoot Sue's, right? Very similar to this, with people squatting on private property, and they had to move, right? So whichever Spanish this young lady is talking about, Asha, I'm encouraging you to document it and make it public. Because right now, in my opinion, you're just talking out your ass. You understand? You just talking.
I don't see a problem with though. But a black family living in a 20 by 20 or smaller than that is a problem.
Because it's private land. Sorry. Because it's private land, Asha. Because it's private land, Asha. Is your brain not developed enough for you to understand that? It matters not whether it's 20 by 20, 20 by 40, 20 by 6, 20 by 2, 2 by 6, 2 by 4, whatever it is, Asha, it is private land. It's not even state land for the government to say, all right, yeah, Steve, we're going to make it 1,000 ski. It is private land.
And you watch how them people, you could just literally see that them people just want to live. Watch how them people live.
So nobody else want to live. Nobody else want to live. They got nobody else struggling right now to pay bills and living and paying rent and not squatting. They got nobody in a much worse situation than them that not doing the wrong thing, that going to pay rent and do whatever they got to do until they could afford or assign their house lot. This is high-level ignorance, bro. And it is honestly embarrassing. It is honestly embarrassing.
It's like if them people get one set land take over all over them, everybody there one place in it.
Listen to this girl. It's not like the people got one set land take over. They're on someone's land. They're on somebody's land. Mind you, Asha, it's not just Afro-Guyanese out there. It's not just the Indo-Guyanese out there. Look.
Home quarter living. And you have to be satisfied for displaced parents and displaced children.
What the fuck? What you mean for your son? The land is owned by someone. The land, who but feels satisfied? What in heaven's name wrong with some of us? I would love anyone on this program who knows Asha to ask her if she came to the country and found 50 structures established on land she paid for, what would she have done? But people like them don't own nothing. So they don't understand the value of owning property or owning something of significance. I bet you Asha ain't squatting right now. Asha is either in a family home or Asha renting. Asha ain't squatting. Could you imagine?
Everybody they're silent.
Because let me let this thing play.
Everybody they're silent all of a sudden. Black people is the weapon farm against yourself.
You are the weapon farm against black people. Asha Douglas, you are the weapon farm against black people. You are the reason some people think black people are stupid. Or they can't. What's the phrase? They can't rationalize things. You are the reason, Asha Douglas, people think black people ignorant and ain't got to understand it. This 2 minute or so thing that you do here is an injustice to Afro-Guyanese everywhere. You understand? You have done us a great injustice, Asha, because literally you step we back must be about 400 or 500 steps in terms of other races respecting us, especially the intellectual ones, because this is a heavy display of stupidity. Heavy.
Y'all don't have no unity. Y'all don't have no loyalty.
And that's the thing what is annoying me about some Afro-Guyanese. They're always with this unity and loyalty thing. So because I am Afro-Guyanese, I must jump on board with you and your foolishness. Because I am Afro-Guyanese, I must be united with you in the ignorance and brush aside completely that one, this is private land. Two, once you see Marshall show up, you should know. Because court order and Marshall is not no quick process. You got to know, well, wherever it is, went through a whole process and they get something against you, go. Right? So, Asher, you are the weapon.
I see what things turn into right now in this country. Venezuelans get more rights than we.
What is she talking about? What is she talking about? What is she talking about? What is Asher talking about?
And we's foundation. They get more rights than we. They're being respected more than us, and we're foundation.
Anyway, that was Asher. And again, I say, one of the highest levels of stupidity that I found recently. Matter of fact, for this year, this is the height of stupidity for the year that I've encountered. The absolute height. The absolute height. Now, we still have the squatting thing. I want to take y'all over. So, look, this country, sometimes it's easy here, you know. Let me watch little news, man. Let me. We're here and we're going to check to see what's on the police blotter. We're going to look at little Travis Chase. Let me go. Play.
Nobody can
So this is scenes. These are some scenes, and credit to HGPT Nightly News. This is their footage. This is their news report on the eviction that took place yesterday. Now, some persons were not home. Some persons who were there lock up the place and pretended they weren't home, and all sorts of things. So the people who are executing the eviction notice or the eviction order had to break into some of the places to execute, right? So this is what you're seeing here. This is not anybody illegally breaking into anybody's home and all of that. I've said to y'all before I continue with this, even if someone is squatting, why would you make such an investment into a permanent structure? That's a concrete building. Okay, fine, you're squatting. You wait till my house not long, can't get it. Right? You decide to squat. Why not build something that is, one, removable? You could loose it down and move it away. God forbid the owner of the land decide, hey, this is my land, I want to use it. And two, minimal investment, so that when you do get your house lot, you can invest the money you spend there in this big concrete thing you put up on land that's not yours and build your house. So again, I do not understand why people would invest so heavily on property that is not yours. It's not yours. So now your whole investment gone down the drain. And now everybody else must say, oh gosh, let me help. You were doing something wrong. Anyway, let me continue.
Scores of residents of Friendship on the east bank of Demerara are now...
Scores of residents from Friendship on the east bank of Demerara are now counting their losses.
counting their losses after a joint operation involving police ranks and court martials resulted in the removal of occupants from a large tract of farmland. Officers, some heavily armed, entered the area around 11 hours on Tuesday and began dismantling makeshift homes, farming structures, and other developments across farmlands in the area. This action followed.
No, he ain't saying private lands, you know. He's saying farmlands, like it's just random land people farm, you know. They were evicting them. They were evicting farmers from private land, not farmlands. The land there, the owners ain't farming on it. People went to squat and decided to farm. So it's not farmlands, it's private lands, Travis. Private lands.
Was a court order which reportedly authorized the clearing of the property as early as Tuesday. During the operation, Junior Rutherford, director of Roselle de Leon Investment.
No. This part here is especially for Asha, right? Y'all remember Asha saying black people is the weapon farm against black people. And you see what these people doing to we. Right? So Asha, just understand, the only person moving the Afro-Guyanese that you think only are here is another Afro-Guyanese. Right? And it has been alleged that he is associated with the party that champions the rights. Well, not champions the rights, because they really don't. They claim ownership on every Afro-Guyanese in this country because they claim to be the Lord protectors of Afro-Guyanese in the country. Right?
Presented a certificate of title.
So Asha, this guy here with the nice hat, the white short, the nice watch within the bag, that is the representative of the owner of the land. The owner of the land, Asha. So he doesn't care who just want to live. He does not care about who being there for 10 years and got 5 children, and he don't care about that. That's his land and he wants it. And those people with the 5 children, whoever there, were depriving him of it. They were on it illegally. And nothing you guys say can change that. They were on it illegally. It's not theirs. Imagine you advocating for illegality.
Indicating that the property located at Plantation Friendship was legally acquired.
We bought this land from Miss Elaine Adams. Miss Elaine Adams is the person we took our hard-earned money, spent, and we purchased the property from Elaine Adams.
I want y'all to listen to something here. Let me go back a little bit. When he says we purchased this property from Elaine Adams, hold on. Let me listen.
Acquired.
We bought this land from Miss Elaine Adams. Miss Elaine.
You hear somebody holler when? Listen, you hear somebody, when he said we bought this property from Elaine Adams, somebody holler when? Now understand this. Imagine the man with the title that get the court martials to come through a court order with support from the police, because we know how some Guyanese could get, right? Getting question from somebody who's squatting on the land, ain't got a document to the name, nothing at all, asking when he buy the land. The person with the document. And this news report gets funnier as we get down to the end. Listen to this.
Elaine Adams is the person we took our hard-earned money, spent, and we purchased the property from Elaine Adams. We received title of this land. It's date right here, April 22nd, 2022.
However, residents maintain that they have been occupying and cultivating.
So imagine this man said who he buy it from. He said the year he get the land. He shows a copy of the title for the land. And Travis Chase next line is, however, residents are, who cares what they're saying? Who cares what they're saying? That man on the land, they could talk cheese. and bread. They could talk cheese. That man owned the land. However, residents are saying they have occupied the land for more than 10 years. It doesn't matter. Elaine, whoever he buy it from, had it. He buy it. Elaine, they want to use it for 10 years. He buy it in 2022. He didn't want to use it till 2026. It's their business. It's their land. It's their land.
However, residents maintain that they have been occupying and cultivating sections of the land for years.
What does that mean, Travis Chase? What does that mean that they've been occupying and cultivating the land for years? What legal standing, what legal foot they're standing on, Travis Chase? That's why I often wonder, like, how people just rate people like Travis. Right? Travis is well aware squatting is illegal. Travis was there, he did the interview, he saw the documents, but he still writes the script. However, the people say they were here living and farming for years. It does not matter. It's not like this gentleman just pop up out of nowhere in 2022 and acquired the land. He bought it from someone who owned it before, and someone probably owned it before that person as well. So it was always private property. So it's not a case where these people were on this land living and farming on a government land, and the government sell out the land from under them. Come on. It's utter ignorance.
With many insisting they were never given adequate notice or alternative arrangements prior.
What in the F name you about adequate notice? You on somebody land. You on somebody land. And you got the adequate notice or alternatives? Let me say this to you, and Travis Chase knows this as well. Those marshals there are from the High Court, right? The mere fact that they are there means this process went through the entire process at the court. Persons would have had to been served for the court action, and in either they pretend they get served, or they ain't show up for court, or they didn't have proper representation. And I am wondering what representation you can have that will justify you occupying somebody else's property without permission. What alternatives is the landowner supposed to give you who decide to come and build a permanent structure on his land? What alternatives he's supposed to create for them, Travis Chase? What alternatives he's supposed to create? And what is adequate notice for somebody who is coveting your thing? Travis Chase knows that these marshals are not going to show up just like that. Everybody who was on that property, once this court order was granted, before today's date, well, yesterday's date when the action was taken, when the court order was granted, I'm absolutely sure that people went round to every one of them squatting lot that they got there and share out, hey, look, you got until this date to move by court order, wherever. If you don't move by this date, Tuesday the 18th, we come in and move you. They would have had time to get out of there. But most likely, I'm alleging that they were either encouraged to stay by opposition personnel or by their own ignorance. They're probably ignorant like Asher. They were encouraged to stay, you understand, to make it a spectacle, to put the government in a bad light. You understand me? That's the only reason they would stay there. But I promise all of you, when the judgment was granted to Mr. Rutherford and the Lion, or whatever the name, the group, the company, everybody who was on the property would have received notice. I noticed that Dexter Todd is now saying that only 7 people attended the court and is over 100 people there. Dexter, whether 7 people attend or 1, the eviction notice is to remove illegal structures and persons occupying the man's private property. So whether they were involved in the process or not, it speaks to them because they are there just as illegally as the 7 you claim went to the courts and was part of the process. Right? Everybody with Dexter Todd, this man who wants the land, gonna got to go back to court and bring all the rest of them to get them off the land. All y'all doing the same thing. The ruling cover all y'all. They didn't come down and broke down 7 houses alone. It's all y'all doing the same thing. You're there illegally. They're there illegally. Listen to this.
To the enforcement exercise.
Now I'm thinking that we're being treated unfair.
How is Mr. Rutherford and the Leon people them being treated? Is it fair that they can't have access to their land that they paid for? Did you pay for any land anywhere? Could you imagine this man gonna stand up in front of camera on somebody's land illegally, right? And saying he getting treated unfair. He getting treated unfair.
Presently right now, that a letter that we have been, I cannot say we've been served a letter because this letter was just dropped on our doorstep.
You see what I tell you? You see what I tell you? So he looking at, and mind you, nobody was serving anybody. The letter most likely informed that if you are here on this property, a judgment was granted to the owners of the property to have all of you removed from there because you have no legal right to be there. So, like I was just saying moments ago, this might be the truck, man. Hello? Yes, sorry guys, I got a container coming in, so that's the truck driver telling me that they're going to head up to make delivery, right? So he is saying that he was treated unfair, and I was just saying to you that once the ruling was made, all of them would have been informed, but he is taking the stance that because somebody didn't put it in his hand, he really gets served. But it was notice of probably eviction or notice of the court order. That the people just, they knock on the door, nobody got, they left it in the yard so you could see. The mere fact that he mentions that document, he knows what was coming. He knows what was coming.
By our gate and our fence.
Several families, including women and the children.
So you see, the people from the court or Mr. Rutherford decided to, okay, let me inform everybody. And mind you, you know the mail, when people, the post office delivering mail and nobody in home, they're going to stick it in your fence or if you got mail box or drop it in your yard or so you could get it. So I don't know what he wants people to do, stand up and wait till you come home.
Were seen removing personal belongings as structures were torn down. Some have since been left without immediate shelter.
After Mr. Rutherford's son give me the okay for go ahead and build, do whatever I gotta do. Bring this surveyor, survey me land, right?
So this will significantly impact your livelihood?
Definitely.
So instead of Travis Chase said, could you show us the agreement between you and Mr. Rutherford's son?
Oh, this is going to severely impact your livelihood.
The other guy came with Carthage. Travis Chase and even asked, so is this a verbal agreement? Do you have a written agreement? Do you have some sort of paperwork to back that up? Or are you just making random statements because you're being evicted right now? He not Cinder. This man claimed to have an agreement with a Rutherford to be on the land. And Travis Chase is not even concerned about, could you show us that agreement? Where is that agreement? How long is that agreement for? Did you pay any money? Are you paying rent to be here? Did you buy this section? Are you waiting for it to get handed over to you or nothing? Just emotions.
So this will significantly impact your life.
Wretches.
I got family for mine. I got family for maintain. Half of this.
We mean half of this. It's not yours. It's not yours. How you mean you maintain it off of that? That's not yours. It's not your. How you maintain your family off of that? Now, look again. To make it seem dramatic and, they're so bad to these people. He going to make footage of the riot shields. Like, if he don't know, them Guyanese, they start pelting bottle, breaking all kinds of the police when they feel they can't get away. Right? The owners, the properties not in the wrong. The court marshals not in the wrong. The police not in the wrong. The only people violating right here right now is the squatters. The only people. And now the police get painted a bad image. Oh, the shop heavily armed. And the situation escalated. Travis, you're full of shit, bro.
Situation quickly escalated into a tense standoff at moments as displaced occupants questioned the legality and
imagine the squatters questioning the legality of the court order. Look, listen, I gotta go and beat these people. You understand me? Imagine that. Travis said the people questioning the legality. I got a whole other section, but Dexter thought. But I gotta get out of here and get to this location before this container reach. Guys, honestly, sometimes I really don't know what to say. Honestly, I really don't know. Right? Look, as I usually say before I go, right? It's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana. Jesus Christ. Woo.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no trees.